Alright, so in this video I'm going to talk a little bit more about the dilations from 8.1, but kind of using a little bit more visuals. So this is a tool called GeoGebra, and if you are able to get it on your Google Chrome, I'd actually recommend looking for it. So here, geometry, looks like that, but it's called GeoGebra. Okay, so you can see that top left, GeoGebra, GeoGebra geometry. So I'm going to show you what a dilation would look like here. So I'm going to take this polygon. Let's see, actually. Well, let's do this on a grid since we did this on a grid before. So let me move this. I don't know why it's acting so weird. Okay, so here's my graph. Now I am going to create a polygon. So let's create a polygon, let's say 0.1 right there, let's say right there, and right there. So here's my polygon. Okay. So you have to click on the polygon shape and then create three different points. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a point at 0. And then I'm going to add in a slider. So in the bottom left you can see that slider option. I'm just going to click right here. I'm going to do this in increments of 0.01. I can keep that minimum at -5 and at 5. So what this does is I'm going to here, I'll explain. Now, if I go to this calculator in the top left, I'm going to come here. I'm going to change this to be K, the value K. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to come down here along the left hand side and go to transformations. So I'm going to dilate. I'm going to click on my triangle and then click on point D. And then I'm going to create a factor and I'm going to enter my factor as K and do OK. So look here as I adjust my slider at K. So there's my dilation factor. So anytime, right there, let me zoom out just so you can see both. So this is what a dilation looks like. So again, what I'm going to do to kind of illustrate it just a little bit more, so if I go to my lines and go to the segment, I'm going to click on D and then click on A prime. I'm going to click on D, I'm going to click on C prime, D, and B prime. Okay, so here are segments, so you can see that this is what happens in an enlargement. So you can see my scale factor. Whenever I adjust my scale factor, whenever it's 1, it's the same size. But whenever it's greater than 1, I have an enlargement. And you can see that my points stay upon those rays. So D to A, so A prime will stay on that ray. And then if I'm smaller than 1, you can see how I am just, it's called that's where you get the reduction. And then if I go negative, you can see how that works whenever I have a -1 right there. Kind of flips it. Okay, so hopefully this kind of illustrates how a dilation works. Feel free to mess with this in the way that you see fit, but it's actually a pretty cool tool to help you learn about these transformations of these shapes.